Aggregate impact test. During the construction process of pavement layer, particularly compaction by heavy rollers and also due to the movement of heavy wheel loads of traffic, the road aggregates are subjected to impact or ponding action, and there is a possibility of some stones breaking into smaller pieces. The stone aggregate should therefore be sufficiently tough to resist fracture under the impact loads. This property could differ from the resistance to crushing of aggregates under gradually increasing compressive stresses. You can see below the it is given aggregate impact test machine is given, and the various parts shows. The aggregates impact test is carried out to evaluate the resistance to impact of aggregate to fracture under the repeated impacts. The test has been standardized by Bureau of Indian Standard (BIS). The aggregate impact test machine consists of a metal base and a cylindrical steel cup of internal diameter 102 mm and depth 50 mm, in which the aggregate specimen is placed. A cylindrical metal hammer of weight 13.5 to 14 kg, having a free fall from a height of 380 mm, is arranged to drop through vertical guide. The aggregate impact testing machine is shown in the figure below. See, the aggregate specimen passing 12.5 mm sieve and retained on 10 mm sieve is filled up in the cylindrical measure. The three layers by tamping each layer by 25 blows by tamping rod. The sample is weighed and transferred from the measure to the cup of the aggregate impact testing machine and the compacted by ramming 25 times. The hammer is raised to a height of 380 mm above the upper surface of the aggregate in the cup and is allowed to fall freely on the specimen. After subjected to test specimen to 15 blows, the crushed aggregate is sieved on 2.36 mm sieve. The aggregate impact value is expressed as the percentage on the fines passing 2.36 mm sieve formed the terms of the total weight of the sample. The above test is repeated using the another specimen of this same aggregate sample by taking the same weight as in the first test. The mean of these two test result is reported as the aggregate impact value AIV of the specimen to the nearest whole number. Based on the test results, the toughness property of the aggregate may be reported as given. See, these are the aggregate impact values and these are the toughness property. If it is lesser than 10, especially tough and strong, 10 to 20 very tough or strong, 20 to 30 is good for pavement surface courses, above 35 is weak for pavement surface. The main advantage of aggregate impact test is equipment and the test procedure are quite simple. Test can be performed in a short time even at construction site at the stone quarry, as the apparatus is portable. And the advantage that additional to measuring the toughness value is test result is considered to give a indirect indications of the strength characteristics. The aggregate impact value should not normally exceed 30% of the aggregates to be used for the bearing course of the pavements. The maximum permissible value 35% bituminous macadam and 40% for waterborne macadam base course. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highway, the MORTH, Government of India, specified that AIV coarse aggregate used in the dense bituminous macadam (DBM) binder coarse semi dense bitumen concrete (SDBC) surface should not exceed 27%, and the bituminous concrete (BC) surface should not exceed 24%.